Hello, all. Welcome to my book talk for this week about the book Educated by Tara Westover. So as you can see, I am presenting my screen to you with a Google slideshow that I created based off of this book. I will also be attaching this to our daily Google Slides as well. So again, I will be talking about the book Educated, a memoir by the author Tara Westover. A summary of this book is that this book is a memoir that the author Tara Westover wrote about her life growing up in rural Idaho with her family. Her father never believed in sending his children to public school or anything else to do with the government, so Tara and her siblings learned other things while at home, such as herbalism and self-reliance. They didn't focus so much on the traditional things you would think about learning at school. However, as Tara got older, she began to wonder if all of the principles that her father had taught her in their rural home on a mountain in Idaho are true, or if there's more out there in the world for her to learn for herself. So a passage that I chose to read for you guys is on page 298. And it starts with Tara having a conversation with her current boyfriend, with a past boyfriend named Charles. This past boyfriend grew up in the small town that was near Tara's home. So he is aware of her family and everything of what it was like while she lived there with them. She is now currently on her own going to school at Harvard. I told him about Sean, her brother, how I'd lost him, how I was losing the rest of my family. He listened quietly, then let out a long sigh and said, "Have you ever thought maybe you should just let them go?" I hadn't, not once. "It's not permanent," I said. "I can fix it." "Funny how you can change so much," Charles said, "but still sound the same as when we were 17. I chose this passage because it shows that no matter how far Tara has come in her learning and self-discovery, she goes from not really having an education at all, living with her survivalist family on this mountain in Idaho, to graduating from BYU, then receiving a fellowship from the University of Cambridge, and now studying at Harvard, to still having the same thoughts that she did when she was younger, still thinking that it's her job to fix her relationship with her family. It's conflicting to the reader those ideals that she presents, those two perspectives in this passage, because her loyalty to her family is admirable. We all understand that no matter the fights we get in with our family or the disagreements we have, we still love them unconditionally. But we also know that the mentality and perspective she has isn't necessarily healthy. Maybe she's holding on to something that would best benefit her to let go. And no matter the transformation that she's gone through, her fundamental perspective about herself and her role in her family still hasn't changed. Some additional information about this book is that it is an adult book that I was required to read for my master's classes. It falls into the memoir genre, which means it is a record of written events about her own life and other instances of personal experience. It's very similar to an autobiography. Some would say that memoir is a subset of that genre even. It is a #1 New York Times bestseller and finalist for many, many other awards for Best Book of the Year. And it's actually very controversial because her family in the book, their religion they are Mormon. And a lot of people who read the book feel that she is connecting a lot of her family's extremist views, such as not sending their children to public school, not believing in current ideas for medicine, feel that she's linking those ideas with the Mormon religion. And a lot of them don't think that that is accurate or fair. And I believe she's only 2 years older than me, and her family is still alive. And there's a lot of parts in this book that do not paint them in a very flattering light. So a lot of people think it's also terrible what she did of writing about her family's struggles and putting it out there for the world to see, and kind of judging them in this harsh light. So it's very controversial in many ways. I'm glad I read it. I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked it. I think I have to think a little bit more about why I didn't love it to come up with an accurate answer. I just finished it, so I do want to think a little bit more on that. But I hope this book talk was beneficial to you.